Imagine this. A newborn opens her eyes for the first time and says, well, that was a weird trip. New parents, instead of guessing cries, hear diaper change, stat, or this lullaby is out of tune. This whimsical scenario, while far-fetched, opens up fascinating questions about babyhood, communication, and what it means to be human. What if babies could bypass gurgles and coos, launching straight into articulate demands and witty observations? The world would certainly be a noisier, more demanding place, wouldn't it? Picture a symphony of newborn pronouncements, requests for specific Mozart sonatas, and critiques of nursery decor. Parents, used to interpreting cries, would navigate a world of direct feedback, fielding questions about existential dread alongside requests for the perfect burping technique. The humor of this scenario highlights our assumptions about babies. We see them as adorable but somewhat incomplete communicators. But what if their silence isn't an absence of thought, but a different kind of expression, waiting for the right tools to emerge? The idea of talking babies, while fantastical, invites us to rethink our interactions with these tiny humans. If you enjoyed this whimsical thought experiment, don't forget to like and subscribe for more fascinating content. Parenting, often compared to a guessing game, would transform into a lively dialogue. Forget sleep-deprived deciphering of cries. Parents would receive a crash course in Baby 101, taught by the newest member of the family. Imagine a world where babies detail their sleep preferences, critique puree recipes, and even offer fashion advice. Really, Mum? That scarf with that dress? This constant feedback, while potentially overwhelming, could lead to more responsive caregiving. Parents could tailor their responses to individual needs and preferences, fostering a deeper understanding from the get-go. Of course, this assumes babies would be cooperative conversationalists, patiently explaining their digestive woes or artistic temperament. The reality might involve just as much negotiation, compromise, and occasional meltdowns, only now with a soundtrack of articulate complaints. Yet, this shift from interpretation to direct communication could revolutionize the parent-child bond, creating a dynamic, ever-evolving conversation from the moment of birth. Formal education would require a radical rethink. Forget playgroups and finger painting, classrooms would become bustling forums for philosophical debate and early language acquisition. Imagine toddlers debating the merits of different block-stacking techniques, or kindergartners penning their first philosophical treatises. Early childhood educators, traditionally focused on developmental milestones, would need to become adept at nurturing critical thinking and complex communication in their tiny charges. The curriculum would shift towards engaging with these little philosophers, fostering their innate curiosity and guiding their intellectual exploration. However, this raises questions about pacing and developmentally appropriate learning. While fascinating to imagine babies grasping quantum physics, forcing them into an accelerated academic mold could be detrimental. The challenge would lie in balancing intellectual stimulation with the essential need for play, exploration, and emotional development. One might assume that talking babies would render baby talk obsolete. However, the sing-song cadence and simplified vocabulary of parentese serve a crucial purpose beyond mere communication. These exaggerated sounds and repetitive phrases capture babies' attention, helping them distinguish speech sounds and learn language patterns. Even articulate babies would benefit from the emotional warmth and bonding experience of baby talk. The exaggerated tones and silly sounds create a playful, interactive space for connection and early language development. Parents might find themselves switching between complex discussions about object permanence and playful babble about Baba and Dada. This duality highlights the multifaceted nature of early communication. It's not just about conveying information, but also about building relationships, expressing emotions, and fostering a sense of security and love. The implications of talking babies extend beyond the family and educational spheres. Imagine a world where babies contribute their unique perspectives to art, politics, and even scientific discovery. We might find ourselves pondering the philosophical musings of a 2-year-old sculptor, or marveling at the linguistic complexities in a toddler's first novel. This shift in perspective could foster greater respect for the inner lives of children. we might finally shed the misconception of babies as passive recipients of information and embrace them as active participants in their own learning and development. Of course, this also raises ethical considerations. How do we protect the rights and privacy of these tiny citizens? How do we ensure their voices are heard without exploiting their vulnerability? Navigating these complex issues would be crucial in a world where babies are no longer silent observers but active contributors to society. Ultimately, the fantasy of talking babies prompts us to reevaluate our assumptions about this unique stage of life. It compels us to see babies not as incomplete adults, but as individuals with their own thoughts, feelings, and perspectives, even if they can't always articulate them in words. While the idea of eloquent newborns remains firmly in the realm of fantasy, it serves as a powerful reminder to approach babies with respect, curiosity, and a willingness to listen. By paying close attention to their cues, engaging in meaningful interactions, and creating a nurturing environment, we can foster their development and unlock the incredible potential that lies within each tiny human. The true revolution lies not in babies magically speaking our language, but in our willingness to listen to the language of their development, their curiosity, and their boundless capacity for learning and love.